Jay Kelly is Noah Baumbach's latest feature film, a director whom I've been a pretty big fan of in the past, with Marriage Story being one of my favorite films of all time. With this in mind, I had pretty high expectations for this film despite not loving Baumbach's last effort, White Noise. And even with some of the not so great critical reception for Jay Kelly so far, I'm happy to report that I had a good time with this. Jay Kelly follows the title character, a famous movie star who is played by George Clooney, as he embarks on a journey of self-discovery, reckoning with what it means to be yourself in an industry where you must always pretend to be someone else. The film opens with a quote from Sylvia Plath, displayed on screen, reading, "It's a hell of a responsibility to be yourself. It's much easier to be someone else or nobody at all." Clooney is joined by Adam Sandler, who is the key supporting character in all this, as he plays Ron, Jay Kelly's manager. Both are pretty fantastic in their roles, doing an impressive amount without really any moments of more showy acting. It's all mostly subdued. It's also worth noting that Clooney basically plays a version of himself in this, and that's not a knock on his performance at all. It actually adds a sense of authenticity as these emotions are actually being portrayed by a real-life movie star. It almost feels like a biopic sometimes, even going as far as to have the title character share a filmography with his real-life counterpart. The other performances are also solid. I wouldn't say anyone in the supporting cast is particularly noteworthy. They just all play their roles about as well as they need to, which is perfectly fine. The exception is Billy Crudup, who convincingly gives an emotionally charged performance as a former friend and classmate of Kelly, and he really shines in one particular scene that is probably the film's best, which provides one of the catalysts for Kelly's willingness to change. This willingness to change also does come from his desire to spend more time with his daughters, as one has already moved away and the other is about to go off to college. He feels like he was never there enough for them, that he always prioritized his career over his family, and it's the biggest regret that he expresses throughout the film. And really, it's the emotional core of it. Flashbacks allow the audience to reminisce on Kelly's life with him, as he remembers people he now has fractured relationships with or that he can no longer see. These flashbacks are essential in getting the audience to actually understand what he's going through, all the particular things that he regrets throughout his life, and it lets them be more than just words exchanged in the present. It's a lot more powerful this way. There's one scene that really benefits from this in particular, where Kelly has a phone call with another character I won't name, which feels especially emotional because these flashbacks have let us understand the conversation from both sides, not just Kelly's. I do think that the film felt a little bloated. It feels like something that probably should have been a bit under the 2-hour mark rather than its actual runtime of 2 hours and 12 minutes. Sandler has some scenes separated from Clooney, and while these are good on their own, in the context of the film, I'm not really sure that the amount that we got was actually necessary. I don't think all of them added enough depth to his character for them to take precedent over improving the pacing, and for a film that's called Jay Kelly, he starts to feel more like a co-lead at times than a supporting character. There's one scene in Italy where Sandler runs off to meet with another client, and while what happens during this is undeniably significant for him, I'm not sure that it plays into the rest of the film enough for it to have been super necessary. I'd imagine that much of the rest of the film following this probably would have played out about the same, even if some minor rewrites would have been required. There's also one scene between Clooney and Sandler, which is meant to be a pretty emotional moment, but I don't think it really impacted me in the way that Baumbach intended it to. It's a bit of a shame because what it's going for could have been really effective, it just wasn't done in such a way that it was effective for me. But where Jay Kelly really shines is in its title character's struggles being universal. It's not something just exclusive to actors. To an extent, we all put up some kind of facade. We're all actors in our own movies. Most of us are scared of being judged, scared that if we are truly authentic that we might push people away from us. Like the Plath quote says, it really can be a scary thing to unequivocally be exactly who you are. And for a world-famous actor, it's especially true. You're not just being judged by your close friends and family, you're being judged by everyone. Maybe sometimes it's negative, maybe sometimes it's so positive that it can feel overwhelming, almost fake. The seemingly endless, unconditional love that you receive from your fans means that the love from all those close to you must somehow measure up. But The difference is, these people know you for all your strengths and flaws. Even if you're still being an actor around them, they see a truer version of yourself than the rest of the world does. The final scene is a great way to explore this, being the ultimate version of everybody loves me, but nobody likes me, and it feels equally emotionally fulfilling as it does heartbreaking. So yeah, I enjoyed J. Kelly quite a bit, but it is something that I feel like could have been a lot better than it was. The core of this story is so strong, and I'm just not sure that all the pieces work as well as Baumbach hoped they would. It's still definitely worth watching, and this is going to be a very emotionally effective film for some people, and it is one of the better films to release this year. I give J. Kelly 3.5 out of 5, although it's definitely a strong one. Thanks so much for watching, and if you'd like more film reviews like this one, please subscribe.